Hello everyone, thanks for joining me today on Tamper with a Plan. It is planner chat time, and unlike other weeks, I have not started several of these planner chats and then just kind of adding to them at the end. This is like the beginning and the whole week's planner chat. So I want to go ahead and talk to you about a couple things. You may have seen the video where I punched my Laurel Denise planner. It does sound like mean punching it, but I did put it on discs, and I do feel a little mean about breaking it up from its beautiful coil, but I am loving how this is working. So we're gonna get into this. This is a cover that I also punched. It was not the easiest process, but it was definitely worth it how it's working for me. And look at this chunky thing. I have several Laurel Denise planners in here, several extra pages and extra pop-ins. I love it and I'm so excited about it. And the great thing about it is it really helps me settle on my 2026 lineup, which is coming up in a different video. But I want to real quickly show you something. So if you haven't seen me flip through this, I do keep some holiday stickers over here. This is my Laurel Denise code. We'll just get this out of the way, Tamper 10. If you shop at Laurel Denise for some of their stickies, for some of their stickers, washi, the planners, whatever you're gonna get at Laurel Denise, you can use the code Tamper 10 right now and get 10% off of your purchase. And that is a reusable code. You can use it every time you check out, which is really generous of the Laurel Denise team to allow that code to just be reused and reused. So first thing in this planner, you can see this is a classic cover, and I have it up here just to kind of protect this floppy pad that kind of flops around. When I go to use this, I am probably going to glue run it onto my page wherever I'm going to use it, and but I wanted to keep the whole little sticky note set together, but it was flopping around every time I open the planner. Now it's not going to do it. It was flopping around every time I open the planner. So I decided to just have this as kind of like a border, but I was also testing to see if the classic page fit in here, and the classic cover does fit in here. It's not perfect, but it's like, you know, it's like anybody's planner that's really well loved. It's, you know, things are sticking out, you know, paper clips are sticking out, and so I'm actually fine with it. I like it a lot. And this is my little dashboard that I made. Dashboard is actually a Laurel Denise box that I Mod Podged and did a planner punch, a disc punch on. So let's talk about how this is working. This is working out really well. This is just my scratch notes in the front, but we have October is now gone, and we already have set up for November. And what I'm going to do is I am going to grab out these pips right now, because I'm going to tell you why. We'll do one at a time. They do fit on the discs. I didn't have to alter them at all, and they fit on the disc. So that's a nice surprise. It's a classic disc, but I'm guessing they would fit in a big happy planner too. So if you like the little whiteboard write-in things, you have like a menu plan here with a shopping list on the back, and gals will use this and just take it and put it in their bag or their purse, and they can see what they need to buy. And then this is the 3 column, which I was going to do a master cleaning list on, but now we're going to do something else. So I'm going to set these aside for right now because the planner is getting bulky, but I do have 3 months in here. But what we're going to do in this video is we're going to take out October, because I don't actually need these little weeklies anymore. Let me check this list. Yeah. This is little, I've been talking about this a lot. When I sticker too much, I just use a Post-it over, and I know it covers the sticker a little, but it's like, what's the point? But I still think the sticker is pretty. But I just use a Post-it over where I needed to write. So I did that this week, but I'm taking out these weeklies. This is all October weeklies. I am gonna take out these budget pages, but I am gonna put them back in November. No, these are minis that I just messed up the punching on, and I'm still having problems with the minis, so I'm gonna have to work on that a little more. I originally wanted to use a mini for January, February, and March, so we'll talk about that real quickly. Let me set this aside. And when I was doing my 2026 lineup, this is what I really wanted to do, is punch these on discs and do the same exact lineup that I have. That video is going to be coming out soon, but I was going to do the same exact lineup and then have it on discs, and then grab some extra Happy Planner pages from my minis. I don't have a lot of minis, and they're all from 2020, but just grab some little Happy Planner mini pages to supplement, you know, a couple things, which when you see my planner lineup, you'll see that I did that with classic, but I wanted to do it with the mini. The problem with the mini, and I'm still working on it, it's not, there are ways around it. I'll talk to you about the ways around it. quickly, when you're lining this up, because there's an even number of coils, there's not that middle coil. So it's either gonna have to be punched a little awkwardly to the top or awkwardly to the bottom. So that's a problem that I was having. The pages were just not lining up perfectly. So the one thing I did do is just cut off on these little budget pages, I cut off the fringe here, but it goes pretty far into the page that way. So now I wouldn't have been able to do my time blocking, which is one of the things I wanted to do. I know these look ugly, so I'm gonna set them aside. But the point is, to make it pretty and seamless, I would have had to cut off these squares and cut into my little section here where I label sometimes, or I put a timeline there sometimes. And for the Nancy, it like gets into where the days are. So I didn't love that idea. The other thing that I could do is put washi over the holes and punch it. That can be a more even process, or label paper or something like that. But I'm still working on that. The cover also has to be punched a little crooked. So then for the pages to work, they would have to be a little crooked. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I'll try to show you here. So you can't line it up like this, because I don't know if you can see this. Let me get a lighter bookmark actually. What do we have here? We'll see how it works with this one if you can see a little better. Okay. So when you're lining up the punch goes right in between the two square holes. And what it does is make a giant hole in between. So now there's like no disc. It won't hold at all. So you can't punch it between the holes. So you have to punch with the holes. And so you have to have it up a little. And so it's just a little crooked. And it'll stand a little higher off the top. I might do it off the bottom actually. With the discs. So it would be more like this. Let's see. I want that one to line up. You'd have this whole gap at the bottom here to line that up. And actually it doesn't look that bad. But so we'll try that. We'll try that in another video. But that's not what today, right now, we're doing, because we're still talking about what's going on right now in these planners. That did kind of keep me though from working up the minis. I already have January and February ready and Franken planned. Those videos will be coming on the channel. I'm trying to do everything because I have to pack everything up. So I'm trying to do that. But maybe in March as well. But maybe April, May, June, I'll go to this. Maybe I'll start this in January because I really wanted a small, like just chunky planner. So we'll set it up and then I can decide if I want to switch to that, you know, in January. Because they'll all be set up. Yeah, that's what we'll do. So we'll set it up and see if I want to switch to it. Okay, so now we're moving this over to November. Today is November 1st, so it's not our weekly yet. Our weekly starts on Sunday, and you Monday girls have one more day to get everything set up. Everything is set up, but it's not filled out. And we are gonna add something this week, and this is not gonna stay here. So, you know what? I think we just erase right now while we're at it. This was pencil. I'm just gonna erase all this. I decided I wanted to start some of my 2026 planner pages now. So we're gonna look at that. And then this is now gonna be, it was a sectioned list here, but what I want it to be now is back to a time blocking, which I know I go back and forth. I don't really need it, but I really do like time blocking. And this is still gonna be my main schedule for birthdays and holidays and stuff over here for the monthly. But what I'm popping in the middle, and I'll show you with my January setup. I know it has the same discs and it almost looks like the same planner. This is a Lizzie's Stroll cover that I punched, and that was really hard for me to do because it's so beautiful. It's actually my favorite cover of 2026, and I ruined it with Mod Podge. And so I'm just gonna tell you so you don't ruin yours with Mod Podge. I thought it would help protect like the fringes, but what it did is made it kind of rubbery, so now it bends. So it has like all these bends in it now. I don't know if you can see the bend there. Can you see the bend? Anyway, wherever the Mod Podge is, it kind of holds on to the disc and it bends the cover. So it's like this whole corner is bent, if you can see that. Because it made it like a rubber cement. Like the whole side here is like really rubbery from the Mod Podge. So don't Mod Podge your edges. My first cover, I was being like, trying to do it quickly. I was trying to show you guys. I didn't Mod Podge it. It goes so smoothly back and forth over the discs, but the new cover, not so much. But let's have a look at it. Okay, so our first planner in here, and I am going to wrap this with a Nancy or an Aunt. You're gonna hear my husband in the background every now and then. It just is what it is. His office door is actually closed. He's just super loud. But I wanted to wrap this in a Nancy, and this is gonna be my 2026 January Bible planner, and it's a 2023 planner, which I don't have a lot of 2023s. So most of my planners are 2020. So it's really pretty. It's a creative in-grid planner and has like really beautiful detail. So this is gonna be the Bible planner, the dashboard layout. I do really love the dashboard layout for a Bible planner. It's like, this is a study side and this is like one verse and maybe a thought, but I also can do the thought on the monthly because I'm gonna wrap it in a Nancy, and I'll show you what I mean by wrapping it, because that sounds confusing. I can also do a thought of the Bible verse of the day on this monthly, and then write the Bible verses in on the Nancy monthly, which is gonna be around it. So this is an example of a wrapped planner. I wrapped this planner. This is my time blocking planner here. This will, you know, take place December 28th, it looks like, right? It starts. And I have these and pages. This is a 2026 planner. I did not have to redate it, from Laurel Denise. My timeline is gonna go down here, and I'm just gonna put like appointments or whatever up here. But then I have it wrapped around my Passionate Penny Pincher planner, which I did kind of butcher January. I tried to cut the pages to size. It does not look good. I feel like I'm so frustrated with myself. But what I think I'm gonna have to do, and we'll do it and set it up for November, because I do wanna use this for November. I think I'm gonna have to cut these off and punch in. So we'll show that. I do wanna set this up for November. We're gonna have to use the August from 2026 to set it up for November. But January set up, it's just, you know, not perfect. It's a little uneven on the bottom here, the pages, and it's trimmed all funny. I think there's only one week that I kind of cut off the top, this one. But Passionate Penny Pincher, I explained this in my haul video, why it's in here. But anyway, it's wrapped around an Ann. So meaning, like I said, birthdays and everything are gonna go here. On the Passionate Penny Pincher monthly, I'm gonna have cleaning items. This is gonna be my cleaning planner. I wrapped it with my timeline planner, time blocking planner, so because this is like my main section, okay? So main section time blocking, main section cleaning with checklists. And then back here, I'm going to put washi over here on top, but this is just budget pages, and they're gonna be very similar to these little guys that, you know, look kind of gross right now, but where I just do the ledger items of what I've spent across the lines. So, you know, that's what these are gonna be, and this is a 2025 Ann. So I didn't have to redate this one. I just whited out. I'll finish whiting out on the other side. It looks like I only whited out on one side, probably to show myself. But this is gonna be the budget, and it's gonna be line items, and this is gonna go into the next month if it needs to, but I am gonna check some budget items and make this a little more detailed for budget. So that's what I'm talking about that I want to add in now, is that cleaning planner and the budget pages. And then I have a surprise journaling planner. You guys are not gonna believe it, but I'm just really happy that I could fit classic planners in here, and I did do something with a big planner in this January planner that's super fun and I'm really excited about. I can't wait for you guys to see that video and just tell me what you think about how everything is going. But let's get back to this. Okay, so for whatever reason, this is not really erasing. All right, well, that's a mess, but look how cute this turned out, right? Oh, and I also used Nancy's little cute Shabbat stickers. I mean, look how adorable, the little challah, Shabbat, challah. So really, really cute. I think we're gonna use this. This is the Passionate Penny Pincher washi. I barely showed this in the video. I wanted some cute new washi because my washi, I actually still have a lot, but not as much as most planner gals. It's not my weakness, but this had a lot of cute patterns and it has timed washi in it. I have been wanting the Laurel Denise timed washi for a long time, but every time I order I was focusing on planners, so I never grabbed it. And then this was just like something to add into the cart to get that extra discount. So let's get this open. Okay, so we have time washi in here, along with a lot of other cute washi. I don't know if you're supposed to layer these or what. So the nice thing about the Laurel Denise one is it's lined up for her planner. This one has every other hour odd hours only. Okay. I don't know. If you guys use this, let me know what you're using it for, because you're skipping entire hours, so I don't know how you're using that. This is like even numbers and this is odd numbers. Oh, maybe you do half and half. Oh, duh. It's because it's a horizontal planner. She does half and half. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I think what we could do instead, what if we just cover it with washi and get some stickers in? We're just improvising here because I want to change it so much. I want to change it. I want to use my new planner. Okay. So we're going to put washi here to cover where it did not erase. I did like that writing in pencil, by the way. I thought that looked nice. So I will have to go back and get Laurel Denise's timed washi, which I've been wanting anyway. It's okay, it's okay. Someday I will have to. Oh, gals. So I went to close the door because my husband's being loud, and he's still being loud. And I was doing a whole video and it wasn't recording. Like, no. So we'll go back and explain what I'm doing in a second. I'm just finishing this last one up. I'm cutting off this like spiral part of the page so that I can punch these pages to go into my planner. So let's talk about what we did while I thought the video, oops, sorry about that. Well, I thought the video was recording, but it was not. We were talking about my January lineup, and I'm guessing maybe none of that was on the video too. Oh, I mean, and still with the door closed, I know you guys are gonna hear my husband super loud. It's just how it is. So I do apologize for that, but you know. Okay, so what I was doing is I had this and you saw me take off the pages. I'm pretty sure that was still in the first part of the video, where this was a list planner and I separated it because like this was work and this was like list and this was dinner down here. Well, I'm changing this to a time blocking planner because I do love time blocking. I go back and forth because I know I don't really need it, but I do like it, and I do think it keeps me on track a little better. So, you know, if it has any chance of keeping me on track a little better than what I am right now, I want to go back to it. But I had already had something written here. I tried to erase it, it didn't work. So I put some washi on here and just wrote with marker on top of it. So you can kind of see I wrote in military time and wrote in my own time. So I would like to grab the Laurel Denise timed washi someday. All right, so let's set this aside right now, because now this is a Passionate Penny Pincher planner that is going to be everything cleaning. So everything in here is going to be about my house and cleaning. It's not the projects for moving. It's just like what I want to do day to day, my cleaning list. And very important to have this. So let's get this punched. Oh my goodness, gals. My husband is like telling me all the time right now that he thinks I have Alzheimer's, which I'm 47, I don't have Alzheimer's, but sometimes when like moments like this where I realize I just forgot to turn on the camera again after just talking about forgetting to turn on the camera, I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe he's right. But I kind of feel like he's just gaslighting me because it's the things that he points out are not like a big deal. But anyway, don't worry about that. That's just a life frustration, but right now I'm like, oh my goodness, maybe he's right. Well, what we did off camera is we punched these, and we punched them with the 9-hole So that didn't have an extra hole on top because it was big enough to have an extra hole on top. See how much is hanging off the top? I also moved this cover slightly up so it can kind of protect those pages, so they're not just gonna get bent when the planner is sitting there. But this sits on my table, on my lap, or on my desk. So I think it'll be fine. Oh, and I put all these in the wrong spot. So let me, okay. So yeah, seriously, my brain right now is going crazy. So I made this into a time blocking. This is gonna be like the first part of my main planner. So this is like a multi-planner in one. Time blocking for this week. And then we're gonna have cleaning. This is gonna be everything cleaning, and I'm so excited about this planner. I explained in the video lineup, and just also when I was doing the review of this planner, which those videos will be coming out, I want to be bossed around. I want to see a checklist because I tried my own thing. I tried to come up with like, oh, I'll clean this on this day and I'll clean this on this day. And it was just a list that was never getting checked off. So this could happen to this again too, but it's so cute and pretty. It was not super inexpensive, so I'm hoping that I will use it. Plus, I like everything. It's like you start a system. Like every Monday you are dusting the furniture. She sometimes adds a couple more things, but you're always dusting the furniture and vacuuming the house every Monday. Every Monday. And so I was doing that on different days, but what I was actually doing is picking a room and cleaning top to bottom. So I'd get my vacuum out like 5 times of the week. And now you're just vacuuming the house 1 time a week. And ideally, like, that would be ideal. I will definitely at least have to sweep again because we have dogs, but I like this much better. It's like batch cleaning. So I'm excited about this, and I will let you know how it goes this week. So we start tomorrow in this. So we have the time blocking, which I will set up here in a little bit and just kind of block my day, time block my day for tomorrow to see what I want to get done. And we're gonna put a bookmark here. I'm gonna have to grab my bookmarks out again. And then for this one, we need the bookmark to stand up a little, I think. Actually, maybe for this one too. Should we? I think that one's gonna be fine. Let's put a bigger bookmark in this one though. Now, obviously to start, this says August, so let's take care of that. What I was also explaining, probably off of camera, because maybe I am getting Alzheimer's, is that I took August from 2026 because I did think I had a 2025 planner of this. If I have it, it's somewhere, you know, safe. And it'd be so safe that I would never see it again. Anyway, so let's get August. We need November on there because we're gonna use this in November. And the days for August line up with November, except, oh yeah, November's here. This is a pretty bold print, but that's okay. Except that August had 31 days and November only has 30. So I already took care of that, and I don't know if it was on camera or not. I won't know until I edit, but I whited out the 31 and I whited out this angled box here, which doesn't look great, but that's okay. We'll sticker it or something. And then here we also need to do November, and we need to say 2025. So are you gals ready for your 2026? Do you have your planners picked out? Because I do. I have the video ready to be edited. I'm super excited about you gals seeing it. I think you're probably all gonna think I'm crazy, but I am excited for you gals to see it. And I just resigned myself to redating because I do have the stickers. It can be relaxing. And I have all these great planners still. Okay, so that is much better. We will still decorate this probably tomorrow. But I do, so this is a morning list and an evening list, and I will be starting to do this tomorrow. It even has exercise on there. It's like she's really trying to take care of us if we just listen. If we just listen to her. If we listen to ourselves too, but you know. All right, so we'll get that set up, and then we have this area here, which I'm still working out what I'm gonna be doing over here. I need to do move trackers to make sure I work on it every day. Anyway, I'm just talking right now. Okay, so let's flip the pages. That's December, which we're also gonna get this set up in December, but not until December. We'll see how November goes. So our next October, remember this page can come out because we're done with it. And I would have left this in here, but it's getting pretty thick. Look at my beautiful bookmark. So we're gonna grab these pages out, so we're done with them. And now this is gonna be the back page of October, but the front page of November. And November is ready. This is also what I did for my lineup in 2026 is this right side monthly. And my light is being all crazy for this side. But this decoration I think is so pretty. I don't even know if you gals can see it because of the glare, but it turned out so pretty. It's probably one of my favorites for the month. So this is going to be main YouTube channel stuff, and this is going to be side hustle stuff over there. And we already have some stuff started planned for tomorrow, but we will finish that later tonight. Okay, and then we have all these extra pages. So this is going to be one of each of the YouTube channels here, these 3 sections. This is going to be a side hustle, and this might be everything. So, okay, so this planner is also done here. We don't need this page. This is my September back page, my October front page, but I do need all of these pages. So these are just going to be popped into the November, but this is what the November looks like now. Also, like, so pretty. I love it. Even though these don't match, I have all these pages in between anyway, and all these pages also don't necessarily match. And this back page I still kind of want to refer to. So I'm glad it's staying in there for this tab. So I can flip back there and find those items. And then I have these items in here. And I've worked on it a little, but it's pretty much, you know, just the lists and the drawings that I've had. I need to work on it more. But this is my whole move, like, planned out over here. And then the last thing we have in here is the journaling planner, which I will switch out off camera. And that looks like this. And I am changing this up a little for 2026. You'll have to check that video out and see what it is. I do still find like I'm kind of running out of my thought space. When it bothers me, I write it here, and then I also can write over here too if there's a thought that's still. And so far I've been able to finish between here and here. If I have a thought of something that's bothering me for a while, like one of the things that's bothering me is my husband keeps saying I have Alzheimer's or something's wrong with my brain. So that is in my journal. You do not want to read. But I'm going to take those pages out as well and make this thinner for that. Okay, look at me remembering to turn the camera back on. So this is ready for my notes for tomorrow, but I did not write today's journal entry yet. So I will want to come back and do that. I took the pages out though. And I'm not thinking I'm going to keep my journal. I don't really want people to be reading my thoughts someday. Let me consult with my January planner because I want to see if there was anything else I wanted to put in here this month still. Otherwise, all we're going to do is set this one up for December. And I'm going to have to look at my little list and see which goes where, what month goes with what. But we'll punch those again. Yeah, I think that's fine. All right, so that is the only thing that I wanted to add. So let's just get the December Passionate Penny Pincher Planner. I might have called it Passionate Planner, which is wrong. Punched for December. And this is going to be a time block. I'm going to make a little post-it note of it. I actually really am excited about this setup. I know I'm like complicating it. It's still all in one planner, so I think it's going to be fine. And I want my different sections. I want a time block. I don't need it, but I want it. Okay. So let me make sure the December monthly lines up with September because it may not. September starts on a Tuesday, so it doesn't. So let me figure out what month. I'll walk you through this real quickly in case you're trying to figure this out. If you're trying to start your 2026 planner early, you look at a calendar like this. All these stickies over to the side. That have, so look, it looks like June will work. Okay, June and December both start on Monday. Do you see that? But December has one more day. So the way to tell, this is my 2025 calendar. I'm looking at December, I see it starts on Monday. So I have to flip to the back pages. In this case, my back pages aren't far because of how I have it Frankenplanned. And I'm gonna look for a day or a month in 2026 that starts on Monday. And so we have June. Do we have any other ones? Nope, so only June is gonna work. So I'm gonna go back into my box and grab out June. Okay, so now let's look at it. I need to get a bookmark there so I don't pull it over, or yeah, probably a bookmark. Or like I said, another planner back there. Nah, probably a bookmark. Make a decision. Okay, so December starts on Monday and it ends, so December ends on Wednesday, but as long as I have this Tuesday, I'll be fine. Oh no, so Wednesday. So Tuesday, Wednesday's open, so all I have to do is write a 31 on the Wednesday because December ends on Wednesday, so I write 31. So I'm using June 2026 to start my 2026 planner early in 2025. All right, so now you gals get to see this because look, I can look and it is recording. Yay. And we're gonna use the cutter again. Man, that Frankenplanner closes so well, but my January one from that Mod Podge, it just like makes me so sad. I kind of want another Lizzie Stroll cover, but not enough to spend the money to get it. That's okay. It happens. We live, we learn. And I have to say that because otherwise I'll cry for ruining the cover. All right, so we're just gonna cut this. And what I explained in my last video when I wasn't recording is I'm just cutting these off because I've tried other things with punching it. I did cover it with paper and I still don't think it did that well. I'll show you that in the in the January planner. I'll show you that. It still doesn't look great. Okay, so it looks like we have 3 and 3. So we'll do 3 pages each and just push really hard. Now, if you're not used to your cutter or you haven't used it in a while, you definitely want to practice before you start cutting your planner pages. Because you don't want to cut the wrong. I did that with my January pages. Okay, I guess we're going to try that again. Let me take this one out. I didn't push very hard. The last 3, I will push harder. And now we get the punch up, and what I explained in the video is I'm using my 9-hole punch, 7-hole punch, 9-hole punch. And it does have 7 punches, but we're using the 9 section. I'm gonna line it up with the bottom so that the top hangs off a little. And the reason I'm not doing the 11-hole punch, because you can use that sometimes for 9 holes, is I don't want this top punched and just have like a weird punch that's not going on the discs, because we're only using 9 discs. So I'm lining it up with this bottom line for classic. And this similar thing could be done. I'm gonna do 2 at a time because I tried 3 and it kind of almost jammed it. So let's not do that again. But have any of you guys used this for the mini? This whole layout can be used with the Laurel Denise mini, but as I mentioned, it needs a little work. So I hope I figure it out, guys. I mean, it's not rocket science. I know it's not. I just don't want it to look completely horrible. And then I also showed, but I wasn't recording, it does cut into these little icons here. So that's a little bothersome, but because I want to Frankenplan, I have to adapt and accept some of the little quirks, and that's okay. And so this is going to be December, and you know what I didn't change is the tab, so let me work on that as well. But here's November. Oops, passed it. I passed it. This will be December. So for January and February and March, I did do their own planners. I didn't put 3 in 1 because I did the front pages of the planners that I used. And I used more than just Laurel Denise planners in here. I added some classic planner. I added this planner with the front pages. So let me see. I don't know. This is really pretty. I don't know if I want to change it to December. Like, how would you make it look cute? Let me look at my Mojo Plain stickers. I know she has a pretty font in here. Just like it's not gold. It ain't gold. She has this really cute font over here. Does she have it in abbreviations? I think only in the big one. Yeah, so the big guy has abbreviations. I could cut it. Oh, this is November anyway, but you know what? I'm gonna leave it. I like how this looks. I don't want to mess it up, even though it's not August anymore. It's November, obviously. November. And then this one is December, obviously. We'll just white out this one part. Actually, maybe both of these parts. Again, husband loud in the background. Loud husband. Every video, loud husband. Okay, this one is December. Maybe we can do the pretty font. It doesn't really match though, so we'll do the regular font. The small one. All right, I am super excited for in a little bit. It's already late on Saturday, but I will still be planning in just a little bit after I do a couple more things. Yeah. In fact, I gotta go make a thumbnail right now. I'll be right back because I'm gonna make a thumbnail tomorrow's video, or for tonight's video, and then we'll finish up tomorrow's. Okay, so this is basically the chat. Everything is going really well, but I did want to try out. There are other planners in my 2026 lineup that I'm thought about popping in here, but I think what I have in here right now is going to work better for the moment. So we'll start up some of that new stuff in January. But I'm super happy to start my time blocking again. I think that's gonna be nice with top priorities and appointments up here. I'm excited to see how it goes, but I'm really most excited for this gal, this beautiful planner. Now when August comes around in 2026, I do have the neutral version of this planner. So I took apart unspiraled. I have the spiral gal here. Caught. Hold on. I'm telling you, it's like a planner graveyard on my desk. What are you caught on? Caught on some Laurel Denise coils. So this is the planner envy coil, and I'll just show you the planner together because I have a neutral version. I showed this in an unboxing and just when I started talking about this planner and decided to use it. But this is their neutral option, which I personally do not like as much. I'm like bored looking at it, but I know it's super soothing to some people. But what I'll do is I'll come get the August from here when I need it for my Franken planner. And I'll just add color with stickers. But I know like some gals have already grabbed this and they really love it. I know most of you gals like neutral. I don't know what it is about me. I like my color. I think it's super pretty to have like these bright colors. Also like, you know, you can tell I like color from the decorations that I have everywhere. So, okay, so I have a bookmark here. We needed a bookmark in here. And I think I'll grab my little bookmark stack. The other thing that we did go over in 2026, I did realize, is that the Laurel Denise bookmarks will work. And then let's do a little scalloped gal in this planner. It's a hair. Am I shedding my hair too? Shedding my hair and my brain. So that, yeah, look at that. So that's the scalloped one. Do I already have a ruler popped in? If not, I might put a ruler somewhere else too. Maybe in the December one? I don't need the December one right now, actually. So let's see. Yeah, I have. Okay, what is this one? Work. So yeah, I don't have that. I'll put the ruler in the front then. So first I didn't think the Laurel Denise rulers would fit. It really does depend how you put it on. I did have to trim it off in one case. Maybe I put the ruler instead of this. But that one is pretty cute. Let's put the ruler up front because it's practical. And if you don't know what I'm talking about Laurel Denise comes with, all her planners come with 2 bookmarks. One is a ruler, which is super useful. I don't need that one as high. And then the other one's this really pretty scalloped one, which you can use as like a cute little decorative edge. All right, so now we're gonna switch out some of these back here. I want my unicorn one. What's next? That one's cute enough. What's the last one? This is pretty cute. I'm gonna take this one out because it looks more springy to me, so we can put that back in one of our future months. This is my little bookmark basket that I've shown in a couple videos. And then we'll do this one in here. Just super pretty. All right, so let's see how this looks stood up with, did you see how smoothly that cover slid and closed? The new planner is just not doing that. So I do have this cover, this classic planner cover standing up, and that's to protect these pages back here. So without it, these pages stand up and they're gonna be subject to bending, and they might anyway. But I just think that's nice to have that protecting it right now. So it kind of looks like a bookmark. But yeah, that's a big chunky gal with a lot of stuff. It definitely is thinner having all the October off. And the last thing I want to say is do not use Mod Podge on your cover. It bent this gal pretty badly. So it just made it like rubbery now. So it doesn't turn well. It has that big crease now. Bend, if you can see it from the Mod Podge, making it kind of rubbery. I thought I was protecting it, and I did that on Lizzie Stroll, my favorite cover from 2026. Such a bummer, but it's still really beautiful. It's just not turning as well as you just saw this one turn. But this almost feels thin now with those other pages out, so that's good. So once I get more stickers in here, it's gonna start bulking up again. All right, guys, so that is it for this video. I am totally fine having my Big Happy Planner gone for now. I do think I'm going to decorate it, but in a different capacity. We'll see how that goes. I'll explain that more as we come closer to that. I forgot I punched this. It's like a little stencil that came with the Passionate Penny Pincher. And I'm gonna put it behind this guy, but here. And that can be used in my spreads as well. A little stencil. So I do still plan to decorate Happy Planner Bigs because I do like them. I don't want to get rid of them. And I think I will just use them as like spare pages for certain things. But what is going back in my lineup for 2026 is classic size because it fits so easily in here. I do have a couple in here already. But I'm excited. I'm excited to have classic back in here. It's been a really long time since I used a classic. I could never make a classic work a really long time ago, but that's before I switched to Laurel Denise and started writing really small anyway. So now that I write small for these little weeklies, I definitely can work it out in a classic. And here are my Joe planners. The one for the Family Command Center, decorated, and I did put these little check strips on top instead of last month where I personally put on a little dot for every week that they could check off. So instead of doing that this time, I just grabbed these like strips and they can check off in the little diamonds. But this one's ready to go and still working great. Everything worked really well with it last week or last month. So we're ready for this month. And then for my own wellness planner, I did fill in my trackers. And I filled in some of my self-care and workout types and stuff in the back as well. So that is also ready to go. And looking super cute. So both of my Joes, one for full Family Command Center, second one for exercise, and I might do some goal planning on some of the back pages. So we'll see how that goes. That's what my idea is, but we'll see how the time, goes for that. But either way, this is up on my table and I've already been looking at it. So I think it's really going to help me stay focused and get my wellness taken care of. So that is all for the chat. Everything's working out really well like that. So that is it for my planner chat update. Loving everything in this new Franken planner. Very excited about my 2026 lineup with some classic planners thrown back in. So I am kind of still using the Big Happy Planner, just not how it's intended. But it's actually a really fun lineup. I'm excited about it and I think it's gonna have room for everything that I need. So stay tuned for that video to go uploaded. I also still have my office tour video before I tear it all down and make this back into a dining room so that we can sell our house. But I'm super excited how everything's working. Thanks so much for joining me today on Tamara the Plan. I'll see you next time. Bye guys.